No. I never upstairs. Can't you tell? I'm thin and not.
No, because you eat them all.
Wood. Oh, that's true too. Alright, so we got similar triangles, but we also have this is called the midpoint. Okay? The triangle midpoint formula. And the triangle midpoint formula is really simple. Okay? The triangle midpoint formula just means that on either side of the triangle, you're going from one midpoint to the other midpoint. And what that does is it creates a parallel line. So now these are transversals of parallel lines. So that means that this angle, right, is going to be congruent to the angle that comes off of here, right? These two angles, interior same side, would equal 180, right? So, but we're not even talking about the angles. What we're talking about is the midpoint formula says this side is twice the size of this. That's it. So, the midpoint, the definition of a triangular midpoint means that the midpoint segment AB would be equal to, or two ABs, right, would be equal to 1xz. That's the definition of the midpoint of the triangle, okay? So, that sets everything up. Now we just substitute in, right? What's AB? So 2AB would be what? 3x minus 1 equals xz, which is 34. One thing I noticed about this is you're saying 2 times. Now, we just substituted, right? Now you can make a choice. You can multiply through, you can use distribution, right? Or you can divide by 2, right? Because that would get this polynomial by itself. But what you do to one side, you do to the other. That's right. You see how that works? Makes it a lot easier. Now you don't have this big polynomial that you got to deal with, right? You can just cut it in half. Make it a smaller polynomial. And then you don't have to distribute. Okay? So now you got 3x minus 1 is equal to 17. What did we do? Division property of equality, right? Then what? Addition, right? So 3x equals 18, right? So what is that? Addition property of equality. Then what? We're back to get x alone, division property of equality, right? So what is x? X is 6. Now think about it. I already know what this is. If it's half of this, it's 17. Done. So if they ask for AB, that's easy. 17. Right? But if they ask for x, I got to set it up. Now, before you can just set it up that way, sorry about that. Before you can set it up that way, you need to know how to start this, move it into this. Now you've got it set up. And now you can do your basic math. And here is where you would put your essay. Right? Practice it. Do it on one of these easier problems. Does that make sense? I found that through the definition, what is definition? Definition, I don't know what's wrong with my brain this morning, of the triangular midpoint, I have 2AB equals xz. I substitute in the numbers or the polynomial. Now listen to that. I substitute in the polynomial. Does that make sense? That's big vocabulary. That's what they want to hear from you. Okay? Then I proceeded to solve for x by using the division property of equality. I divided by 2, then I continued to solve for x by using the addition property of equality. I added 1 to both sides. Then I used the division property of equality. I divided by 3 on both sides. I got x by itself, and x was 6. Boom. That is it. That's all you have to say, but you have to write it. Does that make sense? Please? A little bit?
Easier.
Good. There we go.